And a good evening to you from Brunswick Community College. Today on YouTube, it's Dolphins basketball as the ladies tip their second home game of the year. Brunswick at 1-2, taking on Mount Olive, the Trojans. This is their developmental team. At 1-0 on the year are the Trojans. Folks, I got a little audio issue here. Let me see if I can clear that up for you. All right, Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Dolphins and Trojans ready to tip. Brunswick in the white and the Trojans are in the green. Let's meet the starters for Matthew Snyder. It's number 11, Erica Boozer. Number 20 is Jade Preba. Number 20, Dominic Pacheco. Number 32 is Emily Bethay. And for the Dolphins, number 3, Kayla Smith. Number 4, Haley Brown. Number 5 is Skyla Norton. Number 21 is Charlotte Sherrill. Number 24 is Ryla Mitchell. So, Dolphins back after that Thursday victory in the home opener against Central Carolina, 73-39. Dolphins hit 10 of 17 from 3. That was 59% if you don't want to do the math. Brunswick also had 17 offensive rebounds, 13 steals, just 13 turnovers in that game. Charlotte Sherrill had 18. Krishaya McCoy, 17 points to go along with 4 steals. Turnaround jumper there for Jade Prebe comes up empty, so both teams in the opening 30 seconds empty on their opening possessions. Here is Mitchell. Now ball swung over to Norton, corner 3, a little bit long, and Bethay pulls down the rebound for Mount Olive. Head coach of the Trojans, assistant coach for the JV team is Matthew Snyder, as Pacheco misses long on the 3, so both teams 0 for 2 as Smith brings it into the forecourt for Brunswick. Smith collides against 2 defenders. Boozer comes up with the steal. Throw ahead to Pacheco, and she lays it up and in. So Mount Olive gets on the board first. And sorry about that, folks. Let's get that graphic off there so you can see what's going on. So Pacheco scores. It's 2-0. 90 seconds into the game, Charlotte Sherrill off. So the Dolphins 0 for 3 from behind the arc at the start of this one. Dominique Pacheco, who scored the opening basket, has the ball now on the right wing. Swings it cross court, catch and shoot 3 by Boozer. She hits, and I think she's fouled as well. So a 4-point opportunity here for the Trojans. And Erica Boozer trying to complete it at the free throw line. First foul of the game here with 8:08 to go in quarter number 1. So the Dolphins a little bit off. This is a series that Brunswick has historically controlled as the free throw's no good and Mitchell gets the rebound. Sherrill takes a dribble, pops, can't score. Mitchell the put back, can't get the bounce, but she's fouled and will go to the line. Dolphins last year swept the Trojans JV team, developmental team, whatever you want to call it. Last year they won in overtime on the road, 86-81. More comfortable victory at home, 86-64. And if you go all the way back to 2016, Brunswick 10-0 in the last 10 meetings. Mitchell 43% from the charity stripe on this young season, gets them both here, and it's 5-2 Mount Olive. We played 2 minutes. The full court press is on. Simpson in the backcourt. No trouble for the Trojans, able to beat it. Can't get the roll, though. That was Boozer. Ball tipped in, no, and Mitchell collects the rebound for Brunswick. Skyla Norton brings it into the forecourt, gets it back from Sherrill. Brown turnaround jumper, no. And the Dolphins a bit off here, 2.5 minutes in. Nice pass by Pacheco, gets it down low. Bethay had it stripped and it was deflected off her. Nice defense there in the recovery by Sherrill to make the play and get the ball back for Brunswick. But that was a beautiful dime attempt there. Dominique Pacheco, the Hawaiian freshman. Aloha if you're watching out far, far west. Dominique Pacheco, Jada Prebe, they have played 2 varsity games already in this young season for the Trojans. Not a lot of run for either player. Prebe in 2 games, 2 points, 6 rebounds, 6.5 minutes a game. Pacheco, 2 games, no points yet, couple of steals in 7.5 minutes per game. But they are, the coaching staff for Mount Olive, very high on Pacheco especially. Her biggest obstacle right now is she was injured a season ago, and then 2 years ago Hawaii did not play basketball, so essentially Dominique Pacheco has been out of commission for 2 years, first because of COVID, then because of an ACL injury a season ago. So they're trying to get her some run with this developmental team, but she will be a varsity player and a solid varsity player, the Trojans hope. 2-1 the fouls. Brunswick with 2 of them. 6:42 to go in this opening quarter. Just 1 field goal for the Dolphins. Charlotte Sherrill pressuring on ball deflected out. Back-to-back good defensive plays by Brunswick. Now Smith can't get it to go. Dolphins still cold on this end, but still you keep that defensive pressure and the shots will eventually start to fall. Here's a 3 by Boozer off the back iron. Tip for the rebound. It's put back no by Preeb, but she's fouled. Jada Preeb, well, Pacheco is from Hawaii. Preeb much more local from Fayetteville, North Carolina, as she goes to the free throw line. And Joe Gahan making some subs. So big second foul there. Charlotte Sherrill's got 2 of the 3 team fouls, so she's got to go out. Anaya Underwood comes into the game. And also checking in is Krishaya McCoy, who was so productive back on Thursday against Central Carolina with those 17 points and 4 steals. So she's in. Also Underwood checking in. So Preeb gets 1 out of 2. It's a 4-point lead for Mount Olive. Cold start for Brunswick. Norton into the forecourt. Cutting into the lane. Brown gets it back out to Mitchell. Mitchell will back it out. Cut off on the corner. Now McCoy jumper no. Rebound by Brown. Put back no. And the rebound controlled by the Trojans. Pacheco with the board, brings it into the forecourt, and traveling going to be called on the far side by Kaya Simpson, I believe that was, with the extra step. Mount Olive, their developmental team, will play 10-game season. This is game 2 of 10. Lone meeting, normally these teams do a home-and-home, not this year, so just 1 meeting between the Trojans and Dolphins. Nice ball movement. Top of the key 3 is long by Norton, and a box out by Pope, who's in. So Jezere Pope has come in, replacing Bethay for Matthew Snyder. First year in charge of the developmental team. He's an assistant coach for varsity coach Wendy Lee, who may or may not be watching, getting a good look at a couple of players that might have a shot maybe to move on up. Boozer, the runner, can't get it to go. So we're at the midway point, just 1 field goal for the Dolphins. Actually, Ryla Mitchell. And the Dolphins now turning it over. Brunswick are also already up to 4 team fouls at the midway point. So if you're Mount Olive, keep attacking. They've gotten the calls to go their way. Pope looking to post up. Preeb on the wing. Her pass for Boozer. Boozer extra pass down low. And it's put up and in by Simpson. And Joe Gahan, a good timeout here. 8-2 start for Mount Olive. Dolphins a little funky here at the beginning of this one. We'll be right back. Dolphins basketball is brought to you by Coastal Transplants, and we thank them for supporting Dolphins athletics. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. We're past the midway point, just one field goal for Brunswick in this one. 8-2 start from Mount Olive. McCoy has it on the right side. McCoy, Brown, Norton, Pineapples out there, as is Underwood. That's the 5 right now for your Dolphins. And it's only 6 deep for the Trojans. So basically everybody except for Bethea is out there right now for Mount Olive. Nice steal there by Boozer. Boozer had Pacheco ahead. Instead hesitates, gets around the defense, too strong. Putback is good by Preeb, though, and an awful start tonight for Brunswick. Charlotte Sherrill's already picked up 2 quick fouls. Remember, she had 13 first quarter points, really helped set the tone for the Dolphins against Central Carolina. Underwood on the wing. Freshmen got to figure it out on their own, though. Down by 8 now. Shot clock down to 10. Nice pass down low. So it's Mitchell from Underwood, and the Dolphins now, it's a 10-4 game. Mitchell's got all 4. Here's a steal, Mitchell. Norton had it stripped. No, they say she lost it out of bounds, so Boozer didn't touch it. Got in the lane, though. Sub in for Joe Gahan. It's Kai Weston checking in. Bethea comes back in. It looks like Preeb is going to get a breather now with 3:42 to go in the quarter for the Trojans. Pacheco gets around the press. Her bounce pass was kicked out of bounds. Just one team foul for the Trojans, 4 on Brunswick with 3:33 to go here in this opening quarter, and Pacheco will inbound right at the hoop, 21 on the shot clock. Bethea tied up, and we got a jump ball possession arrow. Will keep it here. I believe the shot clock will go to 20. Boozer to inbound it. Pacheco triggers the triple. Too strong. And the rebound controlled by Weston after some battle. Norton into the forecourt on the far side. Weston on the wing. McCoy, now Brown. Bounce passes it right to Simpson, who steals it away. Pacheco might have double dribbled there. She did. She knew it. Turnover gives the ball back to Brunswick. All 4 points from Ryla Mitchell here in this ugly first quarter for Brunswick, looking to win their second straight. Finale of a back-to-back at home. This weekend, it's a tough road trip. Saturday and Sunday back-to-back at Guilford Tech and then at Richard Bland. Top of the key, McCoy. Norton stripped. Oh, she lost it again out of bounds. So the Dolphins had just 13 turnovers against Central Carolina. Kyla Smith is going to come back into the game now for Brunswick. Boozer. Bethea had trouble with it and just kind of flicked it ahead to Boozer, who had to dive for it, and I believe Mount Olive calls for time. 2:32 to go here in quarter number 1. 10-4 lead for the Trojans. That's me, Chris Sheeman. Glad to be back with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. We're watching the Brunswick Dolphins and Mount Olive Trojans, their developmental team, and Good start for the Trojans here in quarter number 1 from Brunswick County, North Carolina. It's 10-4 in favor of Mount Olive. They have the basketball with Pacheco dribbling around 2 defenders. Her scoop shot is short with the shot clock winding down. McCoy's got the rebound for Brunswick. Brunswick and McCoy. Now Underwood travels with the basketball. This is just slop fest right now for the Dolphins. So far to start the season, Dolphins a very balanced attack. 6 players averaging 5 points per or more, but just 9.3 assists per ball game. That's something that'll come with a little extra practice time, a little team chemistry. Pope back in, has it pass off the mark, looking for Boozer, and Bethea. Almost like there was Vaseline on the basketball. I think she was partly thinking, oh no, it's in the backcourt, and just never came up with it. So Dolphins get the turnover there as Norton inbounds to McCoy. Guarded by Boozer, out deep McCoy. And throws it away. Boy, pressure defense for the Trojans, forcing a number of turnovers on the Dolphins, who force another turnover right back. That was good face-up defense there by McCoy for the Dolphins. Minute 33 left to go. 14 points on the board in this opening quarter. Down low, Underwood swings it out. Step and pop by McCoy is off. Offensive rebound, Smith looking to draw contact, I guess. Whew. It's going to go out of bounds. Back to Mount Olive. This is, we're starting to see, we talked a little bit about this during the Central Carolina game. This is a Dolphins team with almost all freshmen, all newcomers except for Charlotte Sherrill, and not a lot of, because of illness and other things, not a lot of preseason time together. And it didn't really come up too much on Thursday, but it is showing its ugly head here today. 5 team fouls on the Dolphins, so Pacheco going to go to the free throw line. Off on the first one. Dolphins in the 2 meetings a season ago shot 47% in the overtime victory, and then at home they shot 57% against Mount Olive. McCoy is held. Boozer with the hand check, 57 seconds to go. Second team foul on the Trojans. So Norton inbound. Down low, Underwood with the post up, but it's deflected out by Simpson. Preeb had to do some maneuvering to save it. Now Simpson into the forecourt. Scoop over to Preeb on the wing. And she throws it away. McCoy with another steal. Krishia McCoy, 2.3 steals per game in the first 3 games. Had 4 on Thursday. Weston trouble with it, and this pressure defense is just confusing the heck out of these freshmen for the Dolphins. They don't know what to do right now offensively. Ball was deflected now with 21 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. I think it's Dolphins basketball, but the officials are talking about it here. Joe Gahan. Wondering what's going on, but it will be Dolphins basketball. 4 points for Ryla Mitchell. That is it here in this opening quarter for Brunswick. Norton into the forecourt. Morton's in. Has it on the baseline. Pass almost deflected. McCoy, pull up. Yes! And a foul for Krishia McCoy. Shooting 44% from the field this season. McCoy will go to the line for a 3-point opportunity here now for Brunswick. And our First chance to run something back for Krishaya, who really got a lot of arc on that ball. McCoy, 50% from the free throw line so far. And 3 points now for McCoy. 10 seconds to work with now for Boozer and the Trojans. Boozer able to dribble into the forecourt. 3 seconds now. Cross court to Simpson. 4-3, no good. And the quarter comes to an end. Could have been worse, all things considered. Both teams playing pretty strong defense. A lot of turnovers, and the Dolphins a bit cold. But Mount Olive, after 10 minutes, has an 11-7 lead. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. Dolphins basketball is brought to you by Coastal Transplants. On to the second quarter we go. Krishima, glad to be with you. 3-point play by Krishaya McCoy. Yeah, that's the score, 11-7. Mount Olive with the fast start is a stretch, but a good start for them. Both teams playing pretty solid defensively. It's a zone now here for Mount Olive, and boy, are they active. Look at Bethea on that deflection there. That is incredible. Instinct. You don't often see the kind of defense from a JV or developmental, whatever you want to call it, team that we're seeing right now from Mount Olive. Underwood in the lane, off. Rebound controlled by Bethea. And yeah, Underwood's got to know when to quit there, because that's a silly foul. And that's something, when you're a freshman, you'll learn that. But first team foul quickly for the Dolphins, put the Trojans in the bonus fairly quickly as well in that first quarter. Pacheco. Boozer gets it out to the corner. Jumper no good by Simpson. Tried to follow her shot, but coming away with it is McCoy, who attacks. Yes, for McCoy. She's got 5 straight for Brunswick, and the lead for Mount Olive is down to 2, and the Trojans cough it up. And this Krishaya McCoy has been impressive in these first 2 home games. Underwood pass tip. Norton back to her. Underwood will pull it back. Now Norton again. McCoy top of the key. Weston. Here is Underwood. Norton, baseline jumper. Yes. Skyla Norton on the board. And we are even Steven. 11 apiece. Better start to the second quarter here in the first 90 seconds of it for the Dolphins. Pacheco got it into the forecourt. Pass down low to Simpson. Goes glass and scores. Mount Olive quickly gets the lead right back. It's 13-11. 8:14 to go, just underway here in the second quarter. Weston on the wing. Underwood at the free throw line. Rockets a great pass down low to Morton, who's tied up. Well done defensively by Preeb there, and Mount Olive's going to get the basketball back. Pope comes back in, lone sub for Matthew Snyder and the Trojans. Jade Preeb and Dominique Pacheco have played 2 varsity games sparingly for the Trojans. A couple of players they're high on, as Simpson, her foot was on the line. That's a backcourt violation. So we saw a lot of pressure defense in the opening quarter for the Trojans. Now that is flipped here in the second quarter as Brunswick has picked up the defensive intensity. Dolphins playing pretty good defense in the first quarter as well, but just another notch here in the second quarter. Opportunity to tie again or take the lead. Pineapple back out there. Mitchell swings it out to McCoy. Corner 3 off the back iron. Long rebound controlled by Norton, who attacks the bucket. Throws it up and in. So Norton now with back-to-back buckets. First 4 points scored by Mitchell. Next 5 to McCoy. And now Skyla Norton's got the last 4 points for the Dolphins, who get another turnover here. Tied at 13. Charlotte Sherrill went to the bench early in the opening quarter with 2 quick personal fouls. Freshman, though, starting to figure it out. Mitchell, turn around, can't get the bounce. Preeb's got the rebound. Pacheco into the forecourt. Swings it out to Simpson, long 3. Yes! Kaya Simpson from downtown, and it's 16-13. Mount Olive. McCoy to Weston. Mitchell finally gets the entry pass, tied up, and a turnover. Pacheco hesitates, now attacks. Can't get it to go. Put back, in and out, and halfway down by Preeb. Then we got a tie up, another jump ball, and the ball will go back to... I thought the Dolphins had it. Did they actually call a foul there on Mount Olive? They did. So some of the ball, some of the arm, and both teams with a team foul with 6:17 to go until halftime. McCoy into the forecourt. Weston left wing. Here is Norton. Looking for Mitchell down low, and Mount Olive is expecting these entry passes every single time. You could see the just defense collapsing. Dolphins going to have to start taking some outside shots again and just make the defense think about it, because they're trying to force everything down low. And it's, the Trojans are picking up on that. Norton had to go through her legs, got it back, 5.5 to play until halftime. Norton goes behind the back, lost the dribble, got it out to Mitchell. Quick pass out to Weston. Weston jumper, no, but she's fouled. Kai Weston will go to the free throw line on the second team foul on the Trojans. Dolphins won by 22 in the home meeting against Mount Olive's developmental team last year. On the road, it took overtime, but the Dolphins won. They've gone 10-0 against this Trojans JV team since 2016. Weston can still try to salvage this trip. She does, gets 1 out of 2, and it's 16-14. Kai Weston, first point. Trap is on again for the Dolphins. No trouble. Preeb on the wing, cross court to Pacheco. Simpson up top. Simpson steps left. She's been hot, but not that time. Weston had the rebound, lost it. Mitchell comes up with it. Now throws it ahead to Norton into the forecourt. attacks the bucket, got tied up, and they call a jump ball. It'll stay with Brunswick. Right at the midway point. Amani Bethay will come back in as Jazare Pope sits down for Matthew Snyder. Weston to Mitchell down low. Back out to McCoy for three. Banks it in. Krishaya McCoy up to 8 points on that triple. And the Dolphins take their first lead of the game, 17-16. Got a turnover here. It would have been a steal, but Mount Olive turning it over. Important minutes here, 4.5 to play until halftime. Dolphins starting to get that fish grease heated up and ready to maybe go on a run here. Norton will try a deep one off the back iron, no good. Chasing down the rebound is Pacheco. Pacheco getting around Morton, and it's a steal by Weston. Throw ahead goes to McCoy. McCoy layup, yes. Krishaya McCoy in double figures now. She's got 10 of the 19 for Brunswick. Simpson runner, yes, and a foul. Kaya Simpson's played well offensively today for Mount Olive, and she can tie us up again. Second team foul on Brunswick. Talked a lot about the coaching staff being high on Pacheco. Jada Prebes played a couple of varsity games already early on in the season. This Kaya Simpson, Wendy Lee's out there watching this game, maybe at the house. Trojans developmental team might be able to add some depth to that varsity squad this year for Mount Olive. Smith to Weston, back out to Smith, mid-range, yes. Dolphins back on top as Kayla Smith gets her first jumper to go. Down low, answering right back off the make is Simpson. Bad transition defense there for the Dolphins off a make. That'll drive you nuts if you're Coach Joe. 3:17 to go until halftime. Here's Smith right wing with it. Top of the key, it's Norton. Morton now. Bounce passes it. Trickles out to Norton. Throws it up. Yes, and the foul. Skyla Norton with 5 and a chance to make it a 3-point play. Correction, Norton's got 6. Let me see if I did this right. I think I had it right the first time. No, I was right. She's got 6, chance for 7. Can't get it to go on the free throw, but it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans. Third team foul, by the way, on Mount Olive with 2:57 to go. Just 2 for Brunswick. Kayla Smith going to inbound it for Brunswick. Mitchell over to Morton. Smith, nice pass down low, and Ryla Mitchell scores again. She's got 6. Brunswick by 4. Pacheco between the circles. There's Boozer getting it to the hot hand Simpson. Force that pass. Nice deflection by Norton. Smith into the forecourt. Trojans getting back on defense, so Brunswick will set it up. Norton crossover, jumper no good. Offensive rebound Smith. Back out to Norton. Morton right wing, back to Norton. Smith, Weston. Defense collapses around her. Smith steps left, shoots the jumper, and hits another one. Kayla Smith up to 4 on her second field goal. Dolphins leading by 6. Now they get the turnover. Minute 48 left to go until halftime. Smith into the forecourt, and traveling going to be called there on Norton. Jazzaray Pope is going to come in. Jada Preeb will come out. Minute 42 to go until halftime. We'll take our usual 15-minute break at the half. Mount Olive doing a nice job against the press. Oh, Weston thought she had the block. Instead, it's a foul called on her. And Simpson going to get free throws. What kind of defense you'll live with if you're Joe Gaughan. In fact, he's fighting for his player right now. Both teams with 3 team fouls as Simpson goes back to the free throw line. Got them both again. Brunswick leads by 4, 27-23. 20-point quarter for the Dolphins after starting the first 10 minutes in a funk. Haley Brown back in the game. Couldn't get the jumper to go, but Morton on the putback attempt is fouled. So Cache Morton going to the free throw line. Well, I thought there was free throws there. Apparently not. Underwood coming back in. So Norton will inbound. Here's Smith for 3. Too strong. Rebound controlled by Simpson. Throws it ahead to Boozer. Boozer looking to push. Coming from behind to deflect it away was Morton. Minute 6 to go until halftime. Good hustle back there for the Dolphins. And Cache Morton. Pacheco the fake and runner, no good. Rebound controlled by Underwood. Smith brings it across the timeline. Pacheco on her. Gets it to Brown down low. She's stripped. They called a foul on that. Foul on Mount Olive, I believe. Gonna have to be a little bit careful here if you're Matthew Snyder. Second personal foul on Simpson. It's the 5th team foul on Mount Olive. We have an injury timeout for Brunswick, so we'll step aside here and come back in just a moment. Well, Haley Brown getting helped off the courts as you take a look at the upcoming broadcast schedule. So next home game is right before Turkey Day on that. I think that's a Tuesday against Wake Tech. I won't be with you for that one. Odds are they'll stream it either here or on Facebook Live on the Brunswick women's basketball page on Facebook. But I'll be with you for the final 4 home games of the first semester, including 2 in person on the 17th and 18th of December as part of the Brunswick Holiday Classic. So, with Brown out, Mitchell is going to shoot the free throws on the 15 foul on the Trojans. Ryla Mitchell with 6 points tonight, make it 7 as she gets 1 out of 2. Brunswick up by 5. Dolphins had just 7 points in the opening quarter. Have settled in nicely, though. Boozer draws contact. Erica Boozer going to the free throw line. 4th team foul on Brunswick. Last year, this Dolphins team went 12-15. 1-2 start here. Want to give a shout out to Hadia Balzer. A real good situation for her. She's moved on to Winston-Salem State in the CIAA. A really good program there. Congratulations to one of the Dolphins greats, Hadia Balzer. She and a lot of those freshmen that came in during that COVID situation, it was difficult not being able to tour campuses, and she really helped put her imprint on this program. Ball deflected out. Inbound goes to Smith, top of the key. The clock is not running. Nobody knows but me. We've been stuck on 29 seconds seemingly forever. The shot clock's not moving. We should be darn near close to halftime, and now the officials recognize it. I'm going to guess that was about what? What would you say? About 12, 14 seconds that came off? That should have come off? So the officials are going to have to figure it out. But I would say around the 10-second mark is where we should be. It should still be Dolphins basketball. No shot clock violation or anything like that. Judging by the body language for Matthew Snyder there, they might just keep it as is. We'll see. The official's going to go over to the scorer's table. I can't think they're just going to not run any time off. Well, they ran 3 seconds off. I mean, they might as well have not done anything. It was definitely more than 3 seconds, but now wait a minute. Maybe we had it wrong here. I think it should be probably 13 seconds, but we'll see what they end up with here. Okay, they don't change it. What was the point of all of that? 3 seconds. They got it wrong, but it doesn't matter. So the Dolphins, it's about a 4-second difference between the game and shot clock now. Now it looks like they did change it at the last second. Dolphins got to get it going here with 3 to shoot. Jumper no good by Norton. Ball deflected out. 4 seconds to work with here. Extra pass goes to Bethea. Can't get the jumper. And then Brunswick takes a 4-point lead into the locker room. 28-24 after 20 minutes and 13 seconds of play. We go to the half with the Dolphins up by 4. We'll take the full 15 halftime break. We'll come back, bring you all the second half action. Don't go too far. Dolphins basketball is brought to you by Coastal Transplants, and as always, we thank them for their support. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you from the home studio in Greenville, South Carolina. We're watching the Brunswick Dolphins and Mount Olive Trojans. On to the second half we go from Brunswick County, North Carolina, and this chilly night. Dolphins, cold start to the game for them, but they heated up in that second quarter with 21 points to retake the lead. But still, 4-point game competitive between these two programs in the early season. Trojans are 1-0, Dolphins 1-2. Finale of a back-to-back at home for Brunswick. Buffet able to get around the defense, couldn't get the bucket. Mitchell's got the rebound. So same starters, Kayla Smith, Haley Brown, Skylar Norton, Charlotte Sherrill, Ryla Mitchell. We did not see Charlotte play much in that first half. Got in the foul trouble in the first quarter. Her entry pass looking for Underwood is deflected. So there is a change. So Anaya Underwood getting the start here in this second half. And it looks like in place of Haley Brown, who was injured towards the end of that second quarter. So Brown out, Underwood in. Traveling call on Mitchell, so Dolphins open up the second half with a turnover. Just underway, minute in. As I mentioned, finale of a back-to-back at home for Brunswick, trying to even their record at 2-2 on the year when they're second at home. Here's Boozer, runner, too strong. Fight for the rebound controlled by Preeb. Her putback too strong. And she's going to be called for over the back. Underwood, good positioning there. So 2 quick team fouls here on the Trojans to start quarter number 3. Dolphins will be back at home on the 22nd against Guilford Tech at 6 p.m. Look for that one on Facebook. Into the forecourt, Smith. Sherrill pass to Mitchell in the corner. Back out to Charlotte. Cross court to Norton. Top of the key, this is Smith. Mitchell. Norton. Pull up from the baseline, too strong. It's knocked out of bounds, and it's going back to Mount Olive. Dominique Pacheco in the backcourt with Simpson. Here's Boozer, another runner, banks it too strong, tip for the rebound. Norton has it for Brunswick. Throws ahead to Smith in the forecourt. Smith takes it right of the lane, step back jumper, no. Rebound to Pacheco. Pacheco will attack, throws it up, no. Fight for the rebound. Preeb has it, turn around, gets the friendly rim. First points of the second half belongs to Mount Olive and Jada Preeb. And we got a 2-point ball game with 8:03 to go here in quarter number 3. Norton left wing. Pineapple in the corner. Top of the key, it's Smith. Sherrill open in the corner, fakes the 3. Steps left. Will try a triple now. Can't get it to go. Buffet has the rebound for the Trojans. And Boozer will slow it down for Matthew Snyder's team. Boozer guarded by Sherrill. Now Smith on the switch. And Boozer goes right to the hoop. We are tied at 28 apiece. Mount Olive and Brunswick. Mitchell down low. Lost it. Pacheco into the forecourt. Pacheco putting the moves on. Nice pass down low. And she finds Preeb. Mount Olive 6-0 run to start this second half. They take a 2-point lead again. Pacheco's decision making. Her shot's been a little stale. We mentioned she hasn't played in 2 years, but those instincts, man, I could see why that Mount Olive coaching staff is high on her. Charlotte Sherrill ends the run to tie us at 30. First points of the game for Charlotte came in averaging 14.3. Sherrill in the first 3 games, 46% shooter, including 50% from 3. Mitchell, nice box out, got the rebound, and then she's fouled. 3 team fouls on Mount Olive. That's going to get Jazare Pope off the bench And Simpson going to have to sit down. She picked up her third. Remember, just one player on the bench for the Trojans. Smith, that's through the hands of Underwood. Pope's got the steal. Pacheco again into the forecourt for the Trojans. Swings it out in the corner. Open look for Boozer. Airballed the three. Underwood has to save it. Does so to Sherrill. Here come the Dolphins. Smith. Bounce pass to Norton. Norton got tied up, and that's going to be a double dribble. Credit the transition defense there from Mount Olive as they recover. Krishaya McCoy is going to check in for Norton now. Krishaya McCoy in the first half with 10 points. Ryla Mitchell has 7. 6 for Norton, 4 for Smith, 2 for Sherrill, and 1 for Kai Weston. That's the scoring for Brunswick as the Trojans turn it right back over. .551 to go here in quarter number 3. McCoy out to Smith. McCoy top of the key. Smith, pull up. Gets the bounce. Brunswick back on top. Kayla Smith now with 6 tonight. Trojans have done well against the trapping pressure for Brunswick here today for the most part. Pacheco now on the right side. Preeb back to Pacheco. Boozer out deep. Shot clock at 2. Has to hoist and airballed it out of bounds. So shot clock violation gives the ball back to Brunswick. They have a 32-30 lead. Fairly low scoring game for the Dolphins. Put up 73 against Central Carolina back on Thursday of last week. Just past the midway point, 4:55 to go here in quarter number 3. McCoy to Underwood. Sherrill. Extra pass down to Mitchell. Mitchell blocked, got it back. Stripped, got it back. Now diving for it. Keeps possession alive somehow. Shot clock's at 2, and finally they turn it over. Extra pass, Pacheco gets it to Boozer, and we got another tie. That was the third tie here in the third quarter. Mitchell got it to go. So Mitchell's got 9 for the Dolphins, and Brunswick goes back up by 2. 34-32. Boozer putting the moves on, blocked but fouled. So Erica Boozer is going to go and shoot a free throw here. So, first team foul on the Dolphins. Sends Erica Boozer to the free throw line. That's going to bring in Kai Weston. So Weston checking in. (34-33), 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. Weston traveled with the basketball. 3:45 left to go here in this third quarter. The clock's running now. They ran about 3 or 4 seconds off the clock that time. Well, that'll make up for a few times in the first half the clock didn't start. Pacheco and Boozer again breaking the press. Here is Preeb. Pacheco surveying. Shot clock down to 9. Her pass deflected, taken away by Sherrill. Sherrill had it picked by Bethea from behind, but it went out of bounds, so Dolphins will inbound it. McCoy with 10 tonight, leading the Dolphins. Smith. Weston Pineapple now top of the key. It's McCoy 4-3. It's good. McCoy's got a baker's dozen. Boozer again attacks and scores again. Boy, she has been aggressive with her offense here in this third quarter. Erica Boozer, another make after poor transition defense. Now a steal. Bethea is tied up. And Dolphins going to get possession back. So nice defensive play there by Chris Shia. 2:23 to go here in quarter number 3. Dolphins 37, Trojans 35. McCoy, cutter is Mitchell, goes glass no. Weston the offensive rebound. Sherrill takes it out to the corner. Here is Smith, top of the key. Back to Weston, turnaround jumper is off the mark, and the Trojans will get it back. Mount Olive will be in action on Sunday at Barton to take on the Barton JV squad. Dolphins going road tripping back-to-back Region 10 games Saturday and Sunday. First at Guilford Tech, then at Richard Bland, that first-year program that Olivia Gaines has taken over, the former coach at USC Salkehatchie. So a couple of tough ones on the road for the Dolphins. Then they come home to take on Guilford Tech in the rematch. So getting Guilford out of the way fairly quickly. Minute 37 to go here in quarter number 3. McCoy to Weston. Weston double teamed on the baseline. Got it to Mitchell. Mitchell tied up but fouled. Preeb says never touched her, but that's going to be the third team or third personal on Preeb, fourth team foul on Mount Olive. And they say the foul was on the floor. How could that be? Sherrill going to inbound it. McCoy 4-3. Not that time. Ball tipped. Preeb chases it down in the corner. Pacheco into the forecourt. Pacheco looks to attack. Got it somehow to Pope. Couldn't get the jumper. Mitchell's got the rebound. Wrestles it away. Throws ahead to McCoy. McCoy attacks on 2 defenders. No. Weston flies in for an offensive rebound. And we got a foul on the floor. It's going to be the 5th team foul on Mount Olive. So Dolphins in the bonus here in the final minute of quarter number 3. Kai Weston 1 out of 2 from the charity stripe so far tonight for her lone point as she goes back there. The officials talking about it. Following this weekend's back-to-back on the road, Dolphins going to play 5 of 6 at home to wrap up the first semester. I mentioned they'll be home against Guilford Tech on November 22nd, just before Turkey Day. And then in December, on the 3rd, they host Bryan and Stratton. Then on the 7th, they go to Fayetteville Tech, and then the final 3 of the semester will be at home. Offensive rebound off the missed free throw, so extra possession here for Brunswick. Fake by Smith, pull up no. Mitchell tried for the offensive rebound. Couldn't get a gather on it. It's kind of shaking her hand off there. Might have jammed a finger maybe. So 13-second difference between game and shot clock. I think Joe Gawham might be looking for a foul call there. I think she might have had her arm hit. Boozer throws it ahead to Bethea, who goes right past the defense, too strong off the glass. And McCoy's got the rebound. But what happened? Was there a foul called there on Brunswick? Nobody knows what's going on right now. So it's going to be Mount Olive basketball, evidently. Pacheco will inbound it now. Preeb, top of the key. Bethea. Oh, nice fake. Couldn't get the jumper. Preeb, good position for the rebound and putback, though. We got a 1-point game. Shot clock is off. Dolphins can hold for the final shot here in this third quarter with 13 seconds to go. McCoy out to Mitchell. Cross court. Here's Sherrill for three. Yes! Charlotte Sherrill buries it. Dolphins up by 4, and that'll do it for quarter number 3. So a tight one. Dolphins do take the lead into quarter number 4. We'll be back with the final 10 minutes here in just a moment. Dolphins 41, Trojans 37. Today's game brought to you by Coastal Transplants. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you as the Dolphins will have it first to start this final quarter. Here's Smith over to McCoy. Smith top of the key. Mitchell back to her. Sherrill gets it back to Pineapple. Too strong on the shot. Pacheco with another rebound. Dominique flies into the forecourt from Mount Olive. Pacheco swings it out to Simpson. She's been hot tonight. Can't get that 3 to go, though. Mitchell, the rebound. Throw ahead. Nice pass to McCoy. And McCoy scores. What a play for Brunswick. 43-37, matching the biggest lead for Brunswick. Mount Olive led by 7 very early on. Here's Simpson, left wing. Takes it up top, Boozer. Out to Pacheco for 3. Can't get it to go. Weston had the position, and they get the tie up. So extra possession here for the Trojans. McCoy's got a loose shoelace. So Boozer inbound it here for Mount Olive. This is their developmental team. Simpson up top. Swings it out. Pacheco fakes the 3. Extra pass to Bethea. Now she'll back it out with 10 to shoot, Mount Olive. Here's Simpson getting a screen. Pops and scores another triple. A big one there for Mount Olive after the Dolphins match their biggest lead. Now it's been cut in half, 43-40. Sherrill on the wing. McCoy up top. McCoy stripped by Pacheco. She'll bring it into the forecourt. Back to Simpson for the tie. No. Long rebound to McCoy. McCoy attacks. Lost the dribble on it, and it goes out of bounds back to Mount Olive. Pacheco to Boozer in the forecourt now for the Trojans. Bounce pass intercepted. McCoy's got another steal. McCoy looks to attack. Extra pass is deflected, but I think we might have a whistle here. Foul going to go on Mount Olive. It's going to be on Boozer. So Sherrill will inbound it. And throws it right to Boozer, who was waiting for it. 3-on-3. Boozer will take it. Can't get it to go. Weston the rebound. Both teams cold at the start. Bounce pass goes to Sherrill. Sherrill can't get the bucket. Simpson got it over 3 defenders. Simpson into the forecourt. Bethea might have traveled with it, and she did. So the ball goes back to Brunswick. (43-40). Fourth quarter. Smith back to McCoy. Sherrill now left wing. Quick pass to Mitchell, and Mitchell is fouled. Second team foul on the Trojans here in the final quarter. Ryla Mitchell chance to get into double figures. She has 9 points, scored the first 4 in the game. That's going to be 4 fouls on Preeb. Remember, Mount Olive's bench is 1 player deep, so Pope is going to come in. They're going to have to be a little careful as the fouls start to rack up. Meanwhile, Mitchell does get into double figures now. She's got 10 as she hits the first free throw to go. And got them both. Pineapple with 11. Brunswick by 5, 45-40. Here's Pacheco. Simpson for 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound deflected out. Last touch by Mitchell. Extra possession now for the Trojans. Simpson into Pope. And Pope's got the bank shot. 1 possession game again, 45-42. We've played 3 minutes here in this fourth quarter. Mitchell down low, fell down, lost the handle on it. Mount Olive going to get the stop and ball back. Anaya Underwood going to come in, replacing Mitchell. So McCoy's got 13, Mitchell with 11. Lone players in double figures for Brunswick. Bethea shows the ball, attacks too strong off the glass. Pope tiptoes the line to keep possession. Nice offensive rebound. She'll shoot it. And Sherrill comes out of the pack with the board. Sherrill's pass is deflected out of bounds. .21 on the shot clock for Brunswick here in the final quarter. Dolphins trying to go to 2-2 on the year and win their second straight at home. And I believe a clock issue. So we're going to do it over. Smith on the wing. Sherrill takes it up top. Underwood, top of the key, McCoy. Back to Underwood, mid-range, can't get it to go. Followed it, though. Offensive rebound, put back too strong. Fight for the rebound now. Weston wins the battle, but runs out of room. So Mount Olive will get it back. Four minutes into this final quarter, 5:37 to be exact, left to go in the game. And a kickball there as McCoy was looking for yet another steal. Extra pass to Boozer. And we got a foul called here. That might lead to some free throws for Mount Olive. First foul here in this final quarter going to belong to McCoy. And 3 shots for Erica Boozer. Skyla Norton coming back into the game. Norton, I believe, replacing McCoy. So it's Norton and Underwood with Sherrill, Mitchell, and Weston. That's the 5 for Brunswick. Still a chance to make it a 1-point game here if Boozer can hit this one. Just can't get the friendly bounce, but we have another whistle. And it's on the Dolphins. Timeout, Mount Olive. 5:26 left to go in the ball game. It's a one-possession game. We'll be back here in just a moment. That's me, Chris Sheeman. Glad to be with you here tonight. Know what I was jamming to before the game while I was setting up the equipment and everything? Anybody remember the Jets? 80s R&B is so underrated. Oh, the Jets are so good. From Minneapolis, they came up about the same time that Prince and the Revolution up there in Minneapolis, and a lot of those alternative rock bands came up in the late 80s. And Minneapolis, where it's at, but I haven't heard the Jets in so long, and they came on, I don't know, it was Pandora or wherever I was listening to. That's one of those bands when you hear one of those songs, it just snaps it. You just stop what you're doing. Okay, next 4.5 minutes belong to the Jets, ladies and gentlemen. It's still in my head too. It's been causing me some trouble. Chance to tie or take the lead from Mount Olive. Turnaround jumper no good by Bethay down low, and it's out of bounds off the Trojans. So both teams with 2 team fouls. 5:17 to go in the game. Dolphins, this one won't go to the Smithsonian, but if they can grind this one out, it would be a nice win for them. Mount Olive's come to play today. They've brought a nice defensive game plan. This trapping and collapsing zone at times has frustrated the Dolphins. But Brunswick does have the lead. Sherrill open 3 in the corner. Can't get it to go. Nice box out there by Simpson. Couple players in foul trouble for the Trojans. Going to have to keep our eye on that. Here's Simpson fading away and hitting another one. We got a tie ball game, 45 all. Kaya Simpson playing a whale of an offensive game for the Trojans. Underwood in the corner for 3, and she got fouled. So we saw Boozer for Mount Olive get fouled on a 3-pointer. Now Underwood's going to go to the charity stripe. 57% free throw shooter Underwood so far this season. Anaya Underwood scoreless today. Three team fouls now on Mount Olive. It was the first foul on Pope. Preeb is back in there. She has 4 fouls. Underwood missing them both and frustrated. Nice job there by Smith to go over and just calm her down. Need to get one to get the lead back, and she does. So Underwood's on the board. Dolphins back on top, 46-45. Dolphins, for the most part, in recent history, have blown out the Trojans. Last year, they won in overtime up in Mount Olive. Oh, Boozer got hit again on a 3. Are you kidding me? That is the second time the Dolphins have done that here in this fourth quarter. Closeout defense. It's a lot of those little things for this young Dolphins team that has at times been lacking here at the start of the season. So Boozer back at the line. Has not been a lockdown free throw shooter, so it hasn't really hurt the Dolphins too much, but still you want to try to start to avoid those. So both teams now with 3 team fouls. Weston picks up her 3rd. And Boozer looking to tie it now as she misses the first 2. Missed all 3. Into the forecourt, Norton. Dolphins want to capitalize on this now if they can. Smith back to Norton with the high pass. Mitchell back in the game. Smith in the corner. Back to Mitchell. Give and go Mitchell. Turnaround banker no good. Boozer's got the rebound. Boozer looking to push. She's been aggressive offensively. Attacks can't score. Sherrill with the rebound. Sherrill gets it down low. Mitchell, nobody on her. Now coming to help is Preeb. Mitchell stays with it, gets it out to Weston. Jumper is long. Fight for the rebound, and we got a foul, and if it's on Preeb, that might be it for her. That's going to be 4 team fouls on Mount Olive, and Jada Preeb's day is done. We got a timeout with 3:32 to go in this final quarter. Dolphins hanging on by a thread. We'll be back. Dolphins basketball is brought to you by Coastal Transplants. We got 3.5 left to go. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you from the home studio in South Carolina. Dolphins basketball as Mitchell gets it up. Smith baseline jumper no good. Mitchell another offensive rebound. Top of the key, Sherrill thought about it. Steps left, thought about it again. Now swings it to Norton on the right. Norton got fouled. Bethea called for the foul. That's 5 team fouls on Mount Olive. So free throws going to play an important part down the stretch. And Imani Bethay's going to have to be real careful. She's got 4. Now, Jada Preeb has fouled out already, so all 5 players that Mount Olive has left are out there. And if Bethay fouls out, she would put her team basically down a man, down a woman. It would be a 5-on-4. That's the way the college rules work. We saw that during COVID, I think, with the Dolphins women's basketball team where they played 5-on-4 against somebody. I can't remember who. Pacheco, pass intercepted by Sherrill, throws it ahead for Weston, and it's taken right back by Simpson. So some foul trouble to be aware of if you're the Trojans. Pacheco now slows it down. It's still a 2-point game. Pacheco for 3. Can't get it to go. Tip rebound goes out of bounds, and I believe that's off Smith. No, they say it's off Mount Olive. So, Brunswick's going to get it back. Brunswick has just 3 team fouls, so they can stay a little bit aggressive here down the stretch. Sherrill back to Norton. Smith throws it ahead to Mitchell in the forecourt. Norton top of the key. Smith left wing. Sherrill pops a triple. Can't get it to go. Rebound comes to Bethay, who fell down, kept the dribble. Going to get a jump ball called. Or did they get a timeout? I think Mount Olive might have gotten a timeout. So 2:20 left to go here in this fourth quarter. We got a timeout, and we'll be back here in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. So Joe Gaughan got teed up. I think he was looking for the jump ball. I'm kind of surprised it wasn't a jump ball, too. But they did give the Trojans the timeout, so Gaughan got hit with a technical foul, so there'll be 2 free throws to come. And it looks like Kaya Simpson is going to take them when we're out of this timeout. So still in a timeout while we're waiting. Just a reminder, next home game is on the 22nd. That'll be a Facebook game, or it'll stream here on YouTube without me. Then I'll be with you for the other games here in December. So out of the timeout now, Simpson, a chance to tie here on this technical foul called. Kaya Simpson has played well here today, offensively especially, and she gives her team a tie ball game. This is a series the Dolphins, going back to 2016, have won 10 straight against Mount Olive. Last year, one of the games took overtime, though. Pacheco to inbound, so it'll be Trojans basketball now. Pacheco goes to Boozer for 3. Too strong. Rebound controlled by Smith. Bounce pass ahead to Norton. Norton into the forecourt. Norton. Is it going to be a block? Nope, she's called for steps. Turnover will give it back to the Trojans. Game 2 of a 10-game season for this Mount Olive developmental team. Dolphins and Trojans will play just one time this year. They didn't meet in the COVID-shortened 2020 year where the Dolphins basically just played their region schedule. Lone meeting of the year this year. Boozer into the forecourt now. Matthew Snyder, first-year head coach, assistant for the varsity squad. Bethay for 3, way too strong on that one. Weston's got the rebound. Minute 42 to go. Dolphins looking for the lead here. We have not seen Krishaya McCoy in a long time, leading the team with 13 points. Smith Here's Norton on the wing. Norton splits 2 defenders, throws it up, and got a foul called. Who's it going to be on? We got to watch the foul totals here for Mount Olive. They have no subs left. If anybody fouls out, Dolphins will have a player advantage. It looks like that's going on Boozer. So Boozer has 4. Simpson has 4. 2 players with 4 fouls. Norton can't get the free throw to go. 58% shooter. Norton's got 7 points tonight. Could put her team on top at least by 1 if she can salvage this trip here. She does. It's been an ugly night offensively for the Dolphins. Just 48 on the board, trying to squeak out a victory here with 1:12 to go in the game. Boozer trying to put the moves on. Attacks the bucket again. Can't get the bank shot. Rebound to Weston. Norton now into the forecourt, inside a minute to play. Dolphins need a big shot here. This young team. Mitchell, double teamed, got it back out to Weston. Shot clock down to 9. Weston airmails that out of bounds. Was it deflected? I believe they're going to say it was deflected by Mount Olive. So a tip, 7 to shoot for the Dolphins. Norton's going to inbound it. Into Smith, back to Norton. Norton stripped. Bethea with the steal. Bethea into the forecourt. Bethea taking on 2 defenders. She will score. Mount Olive takes the lead with 31.8 on the clock. I think they're going to add some more time. And will the Dolphins call timeout here? Remember, you can advance the ball. I want to see how much time's going to be put on the clock, though. 32.2 is what it says. So either way, Mount Olive, no matter what the Dolphins do with this possession here, will get the basketball back. So very interesting scenario. Dolphins trailing by 1 in a defensive game. We'll see what Joe Gahan draws up. We'll be back in just a moment. There's a look at the upcoming games. We got a lot to decide here. So Mount Olive retakes the lead. It's 49-48. Low scoring night for the Dolphins. 2.2 second difference between game and shot clock here. So Norton will inbound it here for the Dolphins. Interesting to see if they run some clock. Did they call a 5-second call? They called a 5-second call. Oh, goodness. The youth is on full display tonight for Brunswick. It's just been a disaster. So, you can play it out if you want to here if you're the Dolphins. No need to foul. 2.2 difference between game and shot clock here. Pacheco has it out near midcourt. Takes it into the lane. The floater, yes, for Pacheco, and it's a 3-point game with 14.1. I'm going to try this, folks in Hawaii. Ahina'ai. Did I get it right? I hope. That's supposedly, if I pronounced it right, means bucket for Pacheco. So they're going to add a second and a half now, 15.6. So now the Dolphins down by 3. And best hope here for Brunswick is to try to get a 3-pointer. You want to run all of these seconds off. Charlotte Sherrill, 50% from 3. Kayla Smith, 40% from 3. We've not seen McCoy, who's had the hot hand today. 13 points. Has not played down the stretch here. Mitchell has 11 points today, but not a 3-point threat. So really, you want to have the ball in the hands of either Smith or Cheryl here. Norton's 24% this year, but she's got the range. The percentages don't tell you that, but she does. So Norton's not a bad option. Just trying to take a look at the stat sheet. Yeah, so odds are your best chance is either Cheryl or Smith, and Norton, if neither one of those two players can get themselves open. Now, against this Trojans defense, it'll be interesting to see what Matthew Snyder has drawn up here, because their defensive strategy for the most part today has been collapsing around the bucket. So they have played a matchup zone, but so 15.6 here for the Dolphins. And it will be Norton who will inbound it. Gets it into Smith. Back to Norton. Looking over for Cheryl. Charlotte for three. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Mount Olive, and they're going to win it. Dolphins can foul, but instead they play keep away, and Mount Olive goes to 2-0, and for the first time since at least 2016, beats the Dolphins 51-48. So the Dolphins are 1-3. This one leaves a bad taste in their mouth as they get ready for two very tough weekend region games. This was supposed to be a tune-up for that, and it did not go right for the Dolphins, really, from the opening tip onward. So Mount Olive wins it by 3, 51-48. Again, the Dolphins on the road this weekend against Guilford Tech and Richard Bland, Saturday and Sunday. They'll be back against Wake Tech, I believe that's on the 22nd. I'll be back with you December 3rd for another Region 10 showdown against Bryan and Stratton. Once again, your